And even Tunisia, it's small in size, but it's a very old nation. It goes back over 3,000 years of history. So, and I think for the people who know the story of Hannibal and his elephant, Carthage and its civilization. So, Tunisia, it's ancient Carthage and modern Tunisia. It's 11 million people. It's in North Africa. Between Europe, it's 1 hour to Italy, less than 2 hours and a half to Europe. And it's in the middle of its platform. It's across the road to Africa, to the Arab world, and to Europe. So, and it's an old, very old civilization. So, you know, a lot of civilization: the Byzantine, the Turkish, the Roman, the Arab, and Muslim civilization. So it's multicultural, but it's homogeneous society. It's very homogeneous, very close society. Not close, I mean, but homogeneous society. Yeah, you know, the most surprising, amazing thing that how a woman who have never been to school cares so much about education. So this is what my mother have never been to school. She wasn't educated, but she cared too much. She cared a lot about the education of her kids. And just to tell you, when I was young, I remember that she used to call me and ask me to sit close to her and then do reading for her. And she doesn't know how to. But from listening, she knew if I am doing good, if I am doing bad. So then she called one of my oldest brother to help me. So, but every single night, and she got very upset if I'm not good, if I don't read well, if I don't write well. So for her, it was the most important thing in her life. It was the education of her kids. And I remember that at a certain point, you know, for coming from a big family, my father, who had never been to school too, at a certain point, and he asked my mother, he was deciding to ask her to make my brother stop going to school. So in order to help him, so to go and work with him, my mother refused. And she was really opposed. And what she did, she had some gold and she gave it to my dad. She said, "God, just sell it and then help yourself, but I'm not going to stop my son going to school." My oldest brother was brilliant. And, you know, he grew up and he's now ambassador of Tunisia in other countries. So I think what we achieved, I think 70 or more %, it's because of my mother's sacrifice. And what she did, you know, when you think about what your parents did for you, you think you will never be able to return what they did. And I think my mother did a lot. And the other thing that she started going to school when she was 75. She just, for her education, it's very important. So the amazing thing, when I used to go and visit her, so I go to her room, each weekend I go. She's there in her room, and then with her book and writing and signing, and she learned how to sign, and she was very happy to do it again. So when I think about my achievement, I think my mom did a lot through her sacrifice. She prevented herself from many things. So it's, as I told you, all achievement, all success, I think there's a big part of my mother. In Tunisia, it's, you know, if you think about women empowerment in Tunisia or gender equality in Tunisia, it goes back to 1929. It was the Tahar al-Haddad, a Tunisian scholar, who wrote a book in 1929. That's the beginning of the 20th century. And he was calling to free women from the traditional bond and give them education, and then let them have the same right as a man. I mean, enjoy themselves and thinking. So, and then it was based on that later on, a couple of years after the independence, Tunisia adopted the first most progressive family status, which is give equal rights to women and men in Tunisia. So there is no difference between the two, because we think profoundly, deeply. We strongly believe that there is no society that then succeed, and you can't have healthy society if you don't have gender equality. So that's the basis, not only for development, economic growth, but even for stability and for the future of your society. If you want to have in the long term, so gender equality, it's the solid foundation, and that's what happened in Tunisia. And after the revolution, popular revolution in 2011, those women's role have been enhanced. And even if you look at the new constitution that had been adopted in Tunisia, it call on the equality for it's a principle, equality of gender equality. It's a principle of in Tunisia. So for us, we don't talk about giving the right. So for us, it's equality. So there's no giving right or giving right to women. No, that's equality between man and woman, and that's the essence of the Islam as a religion. There's no differences between man and woman. They have obligation like men do, and they have the right like men do. And there's no difference between the two. It's a very open society, and polygamy have been abolished in 1956, just after the revolution, through the family statutes. So polygamy doesn't exist in Tunisia. And also, women have the right to ask for divorce from men. Things doesn't go well between the two. It's not only the man who can divorce, but even a woman can divorce a man in Tunisia. So as I told you, they have the same right, because we strongly believe in that, and that's the foundation of any gender equality. So we give them the same right. There's no reason not to look at both man and woman the same way. So it's very progressive, modern society. We don't have a problem of gender equality in Tunisia. And of course, around the world you still have the problem. As long we have in this kind of women economic forum, it means there is a problem. There is no gender equality around the world. And I think if we want to have a very progressive and very stable and very open mind and healthy society around the world, that we should focus more and more on gender equality. And then this is go through education, especially the kids. You have to teach your kids in the school, to teach them that principle of gender equality, how they should respect each other, men, boys and girls, and especially boys should respect the girls. And that there is no success, no survivor for society in the long term. I know in the long term we're all dead, but any society who would like to be a healthy society have to respect and to adopt the principle of gender equality. As I told you, this as women can divorce, there's when, for example, a couple want to divorce. So either from man or woman, they have both right to ask for divorce. There is a session with the judge, try to consult with them, between them, try to convince them to think. I think there's 3 sessions. If they persist on asking divorce, they do it, mutually. Yes. Women empowerment, as long as we're still talking about this topic, it means there is a problem. So that's why the topic is the subject of many research, study, gathering, summit, and it means as long as you're talking about such a topic, it means there is still a problem. So what is a woman empowerment? It's the ability of women to fully enjoy their rights and then to explore their potential and to contribute in the society, in building a society, in building a healthy and open and modern society. If you don't empower women, so you are affecting the ability of any nation to go forward. So it's important to enhance, to support, to contribute to the nation effort to go forward with the society. And it's not only for economic growth, it's also for stability, for security.
So, like for environmental sustainability. So it's not only for one thing, it's for a whole thing, for the whole project of society. So empowering women, it's today, it's more than, it's a fundamental key to any success for any nation. It's, you know, when honestly, when it comes, why should we talk about subjects? Well, as long I believe, I deeply believe, strongly believe that no difference between man and woman, they are equal. So when I hear the word, it's like it means there is something missing. As long as we're talking about there is something which is not right, which means women are still not fully enjoying their right. So that's what we're talking about, women empowerment. Give a person the right to fully enjoy its right, its right, and then use its potential to contribute, to do, to feel that it, to play its constructive role, whatever, anywhere. So when you empower a person, either it's a woman or a man, it means you give it the right to fully enjoy its right and to contribute in any subject, in any way for in society, or anyway, if you talk about firms, so when you empower them, it's give them the right to take the decision. So this is give them the power to enjoy fully their right. That's what came to my mind. If you want me to give a last message, I think the woman should always tell a man they're strong, they're smart, they're intelligent, they're caring, they're wonderful. And the man should agree on that, because behind any successful man there is a woman. And this woman can be his mother, his sister, his friend, or his wife.